everyone, and welcome back to Officially Olivia. In today's vid, I will be walking you through on how to do some really cool and easy hairstyles for your back to school. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the vid.
The first hairstyle I'm going to show you guys is just a pretty simple partially up braid. I'm going to spritz my hair with water, and that way it's going to be easier for me to hold as I braid, and it's going to stop all those pesky little flyaways getting in the way. Once I've done that, I'm sectioning a piece of hair off just above my eyebrow towards my face, and I'm going to divide that into 3 sections and begin my Dutch braid. I'm going to cross the outer right piece of hair underneath the middle and repeat that on the left, adding in hair as I do so. I'm going to repeat this all the way down to the crown of my head. For those of you who struggle with parting hair either when braiding or just in general, I find it easier if I line my parts up with parts of my facial features. So if I'm parting my hair down the middle, I line my part up with my nose. For this braid, I'm lining my part up with the tip of my eyebrow so that when I'm braiding, I know which sections of hair I should be scooping up and my part stays relatively straight. Once I've braided the braid all the way back to the crown of my head, I'm going to plait for about 3 or 4 stitches just so that it is easier for me to pin the braid. I'm then going to take 2 bobby pins and cross them over at the back of my head. If you cross your bobby pins, it will hold your braid in better and stop it from slipping as easily. I'm now going to go back to the Dutch braid that I just made and use the tips of my fingers to pull on the outer edge of each braid stitch. This, I think, makes the braid look loose and pretty and just nicer overall. The next hairstyle I'm going to show you how to do is space buns. So I'm going to brush all of my hair straight back down and then part it using my finger. I have quite long nails. If you guys struggle with parting, you might want to use a comb instead. Once I've done that, I'm going to pull the 2 sections away from each other, especially since I have a fringe. If I don't do this, my sections can get tangled and it's kind of a pain in the butt. To keep your part straight, you guys can line it up with your nose. Wetter hair will part easier as well. I'm then going to take one section and just tie it out of the way with a hair tie, and because I have this really irritating fringe at the moment, I'm also going to pin that to the side to stop it getting tangled. Once I've done that, I'm going to take my brush and spritz my hair a bit more and then tie it up into essentially a high pigtail. If you find your hair is getting tangled or pieces are falling away as you're trying to pull it up, use a hairbrush to pull it all back together. Once I've got my hair and ponytail positioned where I want it to be, and I've pulled out my little sections to stop me looking like a bald old man, I'm going to take my hair tie and fasten the pigtail. You guys don't have to pull out the little sections of hair, it's purely optional, but I know that my updos definitely suit me better if I have some hair framing my face. I'm then going to repeat this step on the other side. If you guys are struggling like I am here a bit with any irritating fringes or side fringes, feel free just to grab a bobby pin and stick it in. The further towards the back of your head you can manage to pin it, the more likely it is to be covered by the bun anyway. Once I've got my 2 pigtails and I've dealt with my really irritating fringe, I'm going to twist my right pigtail and then start tugging on it. Because I have such fine hair, if I skip this step, I end up with the tiniest little bun on top of my head you can imagine. If you have thicker hair, you do not need to tuck your twist, it will probably form a perfect bun. Anyway, you lucky person. Once I've done that, I'm just going to wrap it around my hair tie, tug on it a little bit more to make them look looser and just more natural and pretty. And then I'm going to take my pins and just stick it in where the bun feels looser and do hold it in place. Once I've finished with the first bun, I'm going to move on to the second, repeating the exact same steps. I'm once again going to start out by spritzing my hair with water. For this hairdo, we're going to be doing a simple French braid down into a low bun. It's pretty easy and simple and something I wear quite often. I'm going to section a piece of hair right in the middle of my forehead, starting off with a smaller section because I personally think if you add in smaller sections of hair into braids, they just look prettier and neater and they don't fall out quite as easily. I'm then going to part my hair down the middle so that it's easier for me to pick up the sections as I braid, but that's an optional step, it's just what I prefer. I'm splitting my original section into 3 sections and I'm going to cross the outer 2 sections over the middle into a simple braid, adding in hair as I go. I'm going to continue this braiding technique all the way down until I'm just above the nape of my neck. Once I've braided all of my hair together, I'm going to take a hair tie and tie it into a ponytail. If you find that when you go to tie your hair into a ponytail straight away, it loosens and your braid becomes an ugly looking mess, you might want to plait the ends for a little while longer like I do in this video. That way as you put in your hair elastic, the braid stays tight and ends up looking significantly neater than it would otherwise. Once I've put in my hair tie and my ponytails in the correct position, I'm just going to take the ponytail and twist it simultaneously around my finger and around the hair tie, creating a bun. Once I've done this, I'm going to use my hand to hold it in place while my right hand grabs pins and just sticks them in. If your hair is quite thick, unlike mine, you might find it easier to actually braid and plait your hair all the way down to the tips and then put it into a braided bun rather than just a loose bun from a ponytail. If you do the looser bun with just a ponytail, you might find your hair falls out of it quite easily.
I hope the tutorial helps some of you guys out. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next vid.